Good morning, grade 5 students. It's English time. Have you experienced reading lengthy novels, paragraphs, statements, or short stories? Okay, so sometimes it can be fun, but sometimes it can be boring. How? When you don't understand what you're reading and it doesn't entertain you anymore. Writers or authors doesn't want their readers to feel this way. They want their readers to love their works, their writings. So they think of a lot of ways to attract their readers' attention. Yes, they think of techniques. They use techniques to grab their readers' attention. This is what we call figure of speech. They use figure of speech to grab their readers' attention so that they can love the writings and also they can love the writer. So, what is a figure of speech? A figure of speech is a group of words or a phrase that we use to convey another meaning instead of the literal one. So, in figures of speech, we use beautiful words or words that we don't normally use in daily communication. Okay? One way to define figure of speech is it is like a painting. Figure of speech is like colors that adds beauty to the sentence or the statements. Okay? So beautiful and colorful painting always attracts enthusiasts. And also beautifully written text or statements or novels is attractive to the readers. Today we will discuss two kinds of figures of speech. Number one is simile. Simile is comparing two different things using like or as. Okay, it means that we compare two things. And in simile, you will see the words like or as. For example, the cake is as hard as a rock. The two things being compared here is the cake and the rock. We used the words as. Okay? So we use the attribute of the rock, which is hard, to describe the cake. Okay? The cake is as hard as a rock. What does this sentence means? Does it mean that the cake is really a rock? Is really as hard as a rock? Okay, no. Because in figures of speech, we don't use literal meanings. Okay? This sentence can mean that the cake is frozen, that those who try to eat the cake are not able to bite it because it is as hard as a rock. Let's take a look at these examples. Jack's voice is as loud as a megaphone. Two things being compared here is Jack's voice and the megaphone. We used as to compare these two things. So what is the attribute of a megaphone? It is loud. Okay, so this sentence can mean that Jack's voice is really loud. Next sentence, my love for Bella is as wide as the ocean. Two things being compared, love for Bella and the ocean. So what is the attribute of an ocean? Okay, it is wide. We used as. So what does this sentence really means? It can mean that his love for Bella is forever and unending, just like the wideness of ocean. That's it. That is how we use the word as in comparing two things or in simile. We can also use the word like. Her hair is like golden strings. Two things being compared, her hair and golden strings. Okay? So it can mean that the hair is shiny. It can mean blonde hair. Okay? So we use the word like. Next sentence, Derry's eyes are like the moon. Two things being compared, Derry's eyes and the moon. Okay, and we use like. So what does this sentence means? It can mean that Derry's eyes are shiny. Next sentence, Fred runs like a cheetah. He is so fast. Fred and cheetah. We used like. This sentence means that Fred really runs so fast. It doesn't mean that Fred is a cheetah. Okay? Students, not all sentence that contains like doesn't mean that it is a simile. Okay? So for example, I like to dance and George likes pizza. This is not a simile because this sentences doesn't compare two things. This is not simile. Okay? And next, figures of speech, metaphor. It is an implied comparison. This means that the word or phrase used to describe one thing is applied to another. Okay, unlike simile, we don't use like or as. We just simply compare two things directly. For example, this cake is a rock. We didn't use as or like. Okay? Another example, Fred is a cheetah. Okay? What does the sentence means? So it means that Fred has an attribute of a cheetah or ability of a cheetah. And what is the ability of a cheetah? They run so fast. So it means that Fred runs fast. Next sentence, my love for Bella is an ocean. Okay? So we didn't use like or as, we just compared these two things directly. His love for Bella is forever or wide and unending, just like the ocean. Okay, to sum these things up, simile compare two things using as or like, while metaphor compares two things directly without using as or like. So that's it, students. I want you to answer exercises 1 and 2 on page 54 to 55. You can pass your works till Friday.